I got nightmares in my head, I fear thoughts build up until I can't hear. That my mind fills up into a creature, and it haunts me somewhere much deeper. I got nightmares in my head, I fear that the thoughts build up until I can't hear. That my mind fills up into a creature, and it haunts me somewhere much deeper.
Hello and a warm welcome to True Crime Rocket Science, the most authentic voice in true crime. Maps have recently been released showing the respective positions of Gloria Clarke and Lucy Charles. Gloria walked from her home on Meadowfield Drive via Yarm Road and across the bridge, this is in Stockton-on-Tees, to get to True Lovers Walk, and that passes alongside the river and provides access to the River Tees. It's clear that Gloria took the shortest route to the River Tees after leaving her home before dawn at 5:45 a.m. We'll be taking a closer look at those maps and photos. Before we get to that, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do. Bear in mind I'll be revisiting the Madeleine McCann case and looking at the original flyers that were given out. What's wrong with those pictures? Were those the best pictures to be handing out in terms of looking for Madeleine? So we'll be looking at that. And then for the Americans, Karen Reed, there was a hearing of Karen Reed yesterday. And so we'll be looking at what came out of that. So look out for that. If you're enjoying this analysis, please like, share, leave a comment. You can also hit the thanks button and let's get started. So 2 maps have been provided. At the moment, right now in real time, the authorities are looking for 2 women on opposite sides of the country. On the east side, Gloria Clarke, who's been missing for about a week, and on the west side, Lucy Charles, who's been missing for 2 weeks. Now, there is some difference between the one map, the map of Gloria Clarke, and the map of Lucy Charles. And that difference is, it's not clear whether Lucy Charles's possessions washed up on the side of the river or if they were left on the side of the river. A strange aspect with Lucy Charles's disappearance, the 39-year-old, is that she was wearing a high-vis vest, which suggested she wanted to be seen, not the opposite. She's walking around at night and she wants to be seen. Also, some of her possessions, and the type of possessions hasn't been disclosed, were found downstream along the course of the River Dee. So it's not clear whether she walked herself to that position, whether she was moved by the river to that position, or whether there was a third scenario. North Wales Police Chief Inspector Stephen Roberts, in a video posted on social media, said, "It has been a particularly difficult time for Lucy's family, especially given that we had just had the festive period. Lucy was last seen on December 22nd in Station Road, Bangor-on-Dee at 5:34 p.m. when she was captured on CCTV walking past the Royal Oak." Now, the Royal Oak is a black and white Tudor-style pub situated directly opposite the Bangor Bridge and right beside the river. It looks like the sort of place that it would attract tourists and people from out of town as well as locals. And there's a seating area outside the pub that that is right adjacent to the river. It's not clear what role the Royal Oak plays in this, if any. Did Lucy enter the pub on her way somewhere? You would think that if that was the case, that would be part of the reporting around this, that folks at the pub would have described her demeanor, described what time she left, described seeing her there, all that sort of thing. Or did someone in the pub see her passing nearby? Without further information, I do think foul play may be a possibility in Lucy Charles's disappearance. When I say that, I'm not saying I think foul play happened, simply that I think it is more likely in this case compared to some of the other cases. And there are 2 reasons for it. The one is the time that this occurs, when possibly other people can see her walking by, and it's, a watering hole. And also because Lucy was wearing a high visibility vest, which suggests that she was concerned about her safety, right, walking along the road. Now, I think one way to interrogate the Lucy Charles case is to ask, where would she normally have been at that time of day? If you take Gaynor Lord, it's the same sort of thing. At what sort of time would she be where she would normally be? And would she normally walk? Would she normally go by bicycle? Did she normally get a lift? What is a normal pattern of behavior for her? And as far as I can see, everything was normal until she passed the Royal Oak and then, I guess, disappeared. And that is why one wonders whether there's some significance to the Royal Oak. Now, it could also be that she passed the Royal Oak and there was a festive atmosphere and there was a lot of revelry going on, and that on the 22nd triggered her in some way. It would also be interesting to know, does Lucy Charles have any memories, any significant milestones, any significant dates, experiences at the Royal Oak that could perhaps that might make her feel one way or the other? And the same may apply to somebody else. Somebody else perhaps met her there once upon a time. It would just be interesting to know Lucy's history at the Royal Oak, if any. Now, when the ITV reporter Joanne Gallagher, is it Gallagher or Gallagher, stood in front of the bridge yesterday, one could clearly see just how quickly the water was flowing under the bridge behind her and how high the water levels were. Gallagher also noted how difficult it was to simply get to the town because rain and flooding had cut off several roads to Bangor-on-Dee. I'll put a link to that report in the description, but let's listen to an excerpt from that from ITV.
There has been some CCTV footage shown tonight, which has Lucy around about this time 2 weeks ago passing the pub known as the Royal Oak here in Bangor-on-Dee, which is just opposite to where I am standing. She was wearing this high-vis jacket, which North Wales police say is very important. Now, they've also released some images in the last few minutes from Lucy's family of her looking very happy, very relaxed. She's described as having brown shoulder-length hair. She wears glasses. Police are getting more and more concerned about her, and there has been extensive searching of this area. Bangor-on-Dee is known for its river, which runs alongside the village. It's very fast flowing at the moment. It's extremely deep because there's been a lot of heavy rainfall throughout the Christmas and New Year period. In fact, parts of the village are cut off. It was very difficult for us to get to Bangor-on-Dee this evening because the roads are closed. There have been boats out on the river. They've searched from Bangor-on-Dee all the way through to Chester, and in the last few minutes North Wales Police have confirmed to us that they have found some of Lucy's personal items on the banks of the River Dee near a water treatment work.
There's been so little information in terms of both of these searches for Gloria and for Lucy that it's not clear whether sonar equipment has been used. There's also been no news about Laura Wilkie. Bear in mind her body has been recovered, except that her death is being treated officially as unexplained. Thank you for listening. Have a good weekend, and I'll see you guys next time.